Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money Podcast, your source for all things money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today is a very special reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I bring on a guest that I had on in the past, and I liked them so much I had to bring him right on back. So today's special guest is David DeCelle, who's president over at Model FA. David, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, man, so I know you have some big news since the last time we spoke. I saw it in the show notes, and I'm excited to hear more about what's going on. So headed over to Model FA. Tell us a little bit more about how they came on your radar.
Yeah, so it's actually kind of a unique situation and shows the power of delivering value and patience along the way as well. So I had done some work with the Model FA with my former company, the Financial Advisors Alliance. I'll call it the FAA for the rest of this show. And I had done some work in a contracting position with my partner Adam and I, and we had worked alongside this company, helping them out as best as we can for probably close to a year and a half. And finally, we just looked at each other and we were like, well, what are we doing here, right? Why are we not doing this together and combining resources? So at the beginning of this year, 2020, the Model FA acquired my firm, the FAA, and named me the president of their firm. So we are a full-service coaching and consulting company for financial advisors, clients ranging from the individual advisor, right, on a monthly basis, working with them, as well as working with $2 to $5 billion AUM firms in a fractional CMO capacity, as well as helping them with their strategic growth. So it's been a wild journey, man. We went from myself and my partner Adam basically running together to now we have a 14-person team behind us, as well as 7 coaches on top of that and 7 advisors on our squad as well. So going from a 2-person team to a 30-person team, and the bandwidth that we have is immense, and we're able to deliver on all the promises that we're making. So it's a perfect setup, to be quite honest.
Man, that's exciting. I love to hear when good things happen to good people, man. That is awesome. Tell us a little bit more about the products and the type of clients that they're right for. Obviously, this is a show on money. A lot of advisors, a lot of other professionals in the finance community listening.
Yeah, so the individual advisor, so typically what we find is we have a digital product that is called the Model FA Accelerator Program, and that is because we also have an RIA, so we're registered investment advisors, and that firm is called SurePath Wealth, based out of Austin, Texas. But we have, as I mentioned, 7 advisors, partner advisors throughout the country. So what we've done is we've basically taken all of our IP from our own RIA and all the systems and processes and methodology that we abide by, and we have digitized it, right, and made it available to any advisor. So anything from finding themselves and what seat of the bus they should be on, all the way through marketing and branding, the advancement of key relationships and how to do so in a very intentional way and methodical way, transitioning over to practice management, both reactive client service and proactive client experience. So we've digitized that entire product. With that product, we also have office hours. So think back to when you were in college and you had trouble with calculus, right? You would go to that office hour for that professor. We have that same thing, 20 different areas of the business, ranging from some of the topics that I already listed out. We have 20 hours on a monthly basis that an advisor can attend an office hour to help them with their technology stack that they use for their business, or help them with their branding. So massive value add. And then, of course, we do tag on for the people who are interested in doing so, actual coaching alongside that on a monthly basis. Because the reality is, Adam, as humans, we can have all the best information in front of us. I mean, just think about Google, right? Anything that we ever want is on that website, yet we don't capitalize on that because there's no accountability, there's no structure of it. So our clients who get the best results are the ones who tag on coaching alongside that digital product and the office hours. So those are for the individual advisors. We also do enterprise level consulting and coaching for offices that have multiple advisors, right? And then we also, as I mentioned earlier on, serve as fractional CMOs and overall strategic growth for larger firms that have $2 to $5 billion in assets that they manage. So pretty wide range of scope, but based on the size of our team, we're able to fulfill on all aspects of that.
Tell me a little bit more about the fractional CMO part of things, because I don't think, just for those that are listening that maybe have never used one before.
Yeah, so the challenge that we're finding in the industry is that there's a lot of these firms that are massive, right? $2 to $5 billion in AUM, and typically they were grown by an individual person who served as that, front end rainmaker, where, it's something about their personality, their network, whatever it may be, attracted so many people and so many assets to their company. And now what we're finding is we're on to the second and third generation of owners of those organizations. And, they come into their role and they got $2 billion of AUM, but they have no idea how they actually got there. And the rainmaker is either out of the picture or maybe has passed away by now because these firms have been around for a while, and that rainmaker didn't do a good job of productizing and systematizing their process of generating business. So you have a bunch of these firms who aren't growing, who have all the reason to grow, right? But they just don't know how to do it. And there's a lot of marketers who don't market for this industry, which is very nuanced. And there's a lot of people within this industry who just don't know how to market. So rather than them going out and hiring a full-time CMO, they hire our team of 14 employees that we have that are specifically focused on marketing and practice management, and they basically leverage our team's time in a fractional sense to help them solve some of these challenges that they're experiencing, like organic growth or reactive client service, proactive client experience, and they're contracting us to help them solve that.
So, David, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information about Model FA, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Yeah, so I would say two main ways categorically. So one is our website, modelfa.com, so modelfa.com. We pride ourselves on delivering a ton of content. So when you go on the website, you'll see blogs, you'll see videos, you'll see podcasts. We actually just released our first episode of our third season of podcast. So there's plenty of information there to go and check out. And then the second one categorically is me on social media. Happy to connect with anyone. So Instagram is just at David_DeCelle, DeCelle. And then on LinkedIn, Facebook, just David DeCelle. You should be able to find me there. But I'm always open to having conversations with people, figuring out how I can add the most value. But at the very least, go and check out the website. There's plenty of information there.
Man, that's awesome, David. Well, hey, it's been great having you back on the show. Love to hear about the growth. Love to hear about joining forces with Model FA, and know you're going to do more great work there. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of fun out of this. Hope you had fun listening. If you did, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Money, definitely give it a subscribe and leave some comments in the video comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this and what's going on in your world. And David, thanks again for coming back on the show.